hello, everyone, and welcome to the Talkin Parks podcast, where we talk about all things going on at Murfreesboro Parks and Rec. And here joining me today is Leslie Wright. And of course, one of the cool things about Murfreesboro Parks and Rec is cultural arts. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, let's get started. So how did you get started here and in cultural arts?
I actually got started by going to the Greenway Art Festival. My children overheard Susan Hicks saying she needed a choreographer for one of her shows, and my children gave me up for volunteering my time, and then I just kept working, and here I am now.
Awesome. And how many years have you been here?
5 years.
5 years.
Mm-hmm.
People that are into arts or into theater, things like that, I'm sure they know about cultural arts and what we do, but a lot of this is to let those people know what all the other things that you do, and people who have no clue, why do we even have this cultural arts program? So we're going to kind of dig into some of the cool things that y'all do. So one of the things is that's super popular are the plays and performances.
Yes, the Perform Murfreesboro, which is a children's musical theater program inside the Washington Theater, located inside Patterson Park Community Center. We put on 4 shows a year, and we offer classes and different programs for kids of all ages to be a part of. And it's just a great opportunity for kids to get involved doing something that they haven't done before. And it's not a sport, so not everybody's sporty, so it's a great place to plug in through the visual arts or through the performing arts.
So I love, my minor in college was theater, so I love all the things, and I love coming to talk to the kids, and I hear that a lot. They say, this is like a big family here, and it seems like they have so much fun. So once they get into it, they seem to love it.
They seem to love it. They really bond well with each other, and it just creates this kid community.
Yes.
And they check in with each other about who's going to be auditioning for what show, and are they coming to this festival or this, and they really do a lot of things all together. So, and they're very welcoming to new people, to new kids who want to try things, and it's just it's a sweet little community within the theater that's very welcoming.
And I love that, again, if you're not great at sports or sports don't interest you or something like that, this is a place for you to go and excel and be accepted.
Absolutely. And you also don't have to be great at performing on the stage. We have opportunities behind the scenes of the theater as well as on the stage. So if singing or acting is not what you feel the most comfortable doing, we have opportunities for you to learn how to run sound and lights or makeup, costuming, backstage manager, or assisting the director are just a few of the things that we offer for the kids to learn about, be involved, and still be a part of the theater without being on stage.
I'm learning something new today because I've done a million things with y'all, and this is the first time I've heard that y'all do kind of behind the scenes stuff, so that's awesome.
Yes, this is a new program called Tech Junior.
Okay.
So we attach it to our theater shows, our musical theater shows, and kids can sign up to be a part of the backstage or in the booth, and they can put what they're interested in. We interview them and see what spot would really work for them, and then they come and learn at the same time as the kids come and learn the script and the music. So they're just a part of the community like the rest.
That sounds cool. Sounds like a story I need to do for City TV.
Okay.
That would be fun.
That would be great.
So, okay, getting past the plays and stuff, y'all, we also have under the cultural arts umbrella are the arts, like literal art.
Visual
y'all do
arts.
a lot of things with that. Yeah, visual arts.
Yes.
So we know you have the Greenway Arts Festival. Like, tell us some of the other stuff for visual arts that you do.
Visual arts, we do have the Greenway Art Festival, which is coming up in September, and it's the 20th anniversary of that, as well as the 2nd anniversary of the Junior Art Festival that is with the Greenway Art Festival. And visual arts also offers classes for kids, and they did pop-up art camps throughout the parks this summer, which was a lot of fun. And they just try to get their hands on different mediums to teach the kids and the community and make it much more accessible. If they're not getting it at school, they're out of school, they're able to find those kind of outlets through visual arts.
Yes. And so do those pop-up camps, you don't have to register for those, or do you?
You did not need to register. Those
Okay.
were for the summer, and they may be pulling some for this fall to pop up at different places, which you'll find on our Facebook page. But you did not need to register. You just could show up, and they had all the art supplies, clean up, everything that you would need for you and your child to enjoy visual art.
And I've seen you at different festivals, like at Juneteenth, y'all were there painting faces and doing different little crafts and art things.
At Juneteenth, we brought in some canvases and paint, and we brought some inspiration from some African American artists that the kids could look at, or the adults. We had a lot of adults painting,
Really?
and they could take part in that for free.
I think I participated. They had some markers there where you could do like a community art.
Yes, we have a community art project that we do every year that people who come to that festival, Juneteenth, can be a part of, and then we hang it inside of Bradley Museum.
I need to go check it out. My art is there. Mine's probably the worst one on the board, but hey, I participated.
There is no bad art.
That is, so the Greenway Arts Festival, there's nice art there. And it's
Yes.
just really fun for people around the community to check out some, I don't know if there's another in Murfreesboro, something like that where you can see that much.
Yes, it is a juried show, which means that not just everybody can get in. So it has to be made by the artist, it has to be somewhat local, and it has to be original. So we don't have things that are mass produced there. It is just for art. And it really just pulls in a lot of that community all together for the rest of us to be able to come and see and explore and see what is out there.
And it's hopefully the weather will be nice this
Perfect.
year.
It will be perfect. Yes.
I've been out there before when it's really nice weather, and it's really fun.
It is very fun. It is a great family activity that is free, open to the public, and very accessible at Old Fort Park.
So many things. Okay, well, let's move into movies. I know we do movies under the stars.
Yes.
So I know a lot of people know about it, and it's very popular, but let's talk about what that is. I know it's the longest running program at Parks and Rec. Is that right?
That is correct. Yes, ma'am. And that takes place during the summer. We start in June and we go through the end of July, and we pick one movie a week and we show it at several different parks. So hopefully that kind of makes it closer to everybody's home, or when they get off of work, they can get to it easily. And then we also have food trucks that come and set up at our locations, as well as some musical singer-songwriters that come and perform right before the movie begins. So we're trying to touch on everything and get as many families as we can involved and entertained in different ways. And it's free. They can bring their own dinner. They can get food from the food trucks, and they just sit outside. It's a fun opportunity to let the kids run around right before the movie starts and kind of tuck them in to enjoying the movie and calming down.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yes.
Because it starts kind of late. It has to be dark. So
we
y'all
have a
can show
lot
it.
that come in pajamas, They're
Nice.
ready to go. Yes.
That is good. And usually they're right next to like the playground equipment. So
Yes. So some come and get off all the energy on the playground equipment, and then they start relaxing for the movie.
Well, speaking of the parks, because another thing, well, that's not Parks and Rec. I think we talked about that last time, but it made me think of Splash Out because a lot of times they're at the same locations.
Yes.
And that's another fun thing.
Well, it does fall under cultural arts.
Oh, does it?
Yes,
Okay.
it
Well,
does.
see, I'm learning
Yes.
so many things today.
Yes. Splash Out happens a few times summer, and the fire department comes to different parks in the city and puts the ladder up and the big hose and just starts spraying, and the kids just go crazy. They enjoy it so much. They're running in the water, they're splashing in the puddles, and getting a real good outdoor activity in during the summer. And it helps to cool you off too.
Yes, it does. Because I was out at the first one this year, and It had to have been a record number. There were so many people, the most I've ever seen.
Kind of Lord of the Flies sometimes,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
it's a good controlled chaos.
Yes,
absolutely.
it is. And they love it. As soon as the
Yes.
water sprays and they're screaming at the top of their lungs,
Yes.
it's cute.
It is.
We're sitting here talking to a mom. She's like, oh, I have kids. I hear the screaming all the time.
All the time.
And dealing with the fun arts kids at the theaters and stuff.
Yes.
Y'all are always doing something. And especially you and your coworker, Susan, y'all have got stuff going on. I don't see how you keep everything together.
We have a lot of fingers in a lot of pots in cultural arts, for sure. But we have a great team.
Yes.
That keeps it all together. We all work well together to make everything happen.
And a lot of these things take a lot of planning, like the theater shows. And that's one of the next things. Let's talk about like studio design and all the things that goes into certain productions.
Yes, we start choosing our shows in January. And then this summer, we start to get our scripts in and we start planning. We have creative meetings weeks before we even have our auditions. We have a team that works on costumes and makeup, as well as designing our sets. We have a great set designer, Travis Holmes, who does a fantastic job.
Travis is awesome.
He is. He's been with Parks and Rec for a very long time, and he just makes magic happen on the stage. So he builds things, he decorates them, he puts props, he does it all, and he's a great part of our team. We also have music or sound and lighting design. So we have a great team up in our booth that make all of that happen, and they love to explore different things to do, try new things for different shows. It's always really, really exciting to see what they come up with. And then we have everybody else who just works so hard to teach the music. Miss Beal teaches the music. We have choreography. We have our directors.
Yes, directors. And that's
Which
what you
is
do,
what I
right?
do.
That is what you do.
Yes. We have our directors, and it takes a full team behind the scenes to make what happens on the stage successful.
And that's the purpose of this podcast, is to let people know. I think it's super cool that the city of Murfreesboro has a department that handles cool stuff like this and that is offered for either free or for a very low cost.
Yes, it is not every Parks and Rec department has a cultural arts department. So we're not 100% unique, but we are unique to this area. And it's really a cool thing that the city offers programming for this, because it just gives those kids opportunity and the community opportunity to plug in and see and experience new things through art.
Yes. Well, I love it. And I love to see the kids flourish and get more confident in even if it's visual arts or on the stage. It's so good for them. But y'all have things for adults as well. So it's not just for the kids, but it's awesome that we have those things for them.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about special events like the 4th of July, Halloween. And when I talk about that, it made me think of Travis, because Travis takes his Halloween very seriously.
He does.
I'd love to do a little show just with Travis is following him around, because at the Freitensburg, he had a whole setup in there.
He did. He is king of Halloween. Absolutely. Yeah. So he is the mastermind behind our games at Barfield Bash, and he created some things at a couple of the Freitensburg, and he's just all hands on deck for Halloween. He starts thinking about Halloween in July.
That's funny. I bet he does. Again, it takes a lot of work, but
yes.
These special events, let's talk about that. Like, this is all under cultural arts. We do the Christmas lights and
not
Halloween.
The Christmas
we do not
lights.
do Christmas lights. That's Cannonsburg.
Cannonsburg, yes.
Yes. Okay. Halloween and 4th of July and Christmas parade.
Christmas parade, Christmas at Patterson, the different events, even Battle of the Bands. We have a lot of different events throughout the whole year.
And it takes, again, a lot of people to put that stuff together. Battle of the Bands is kind of new, so that's really cool. It seems like it's going well.
It is, and it's a great opportunity for us to plug into MTSU and some of our high schoolers to come in and battle it out with their original bands. And they have a lot of fun. We bring the smoke machines out, we bring all the lights out, and they rock out.
And they get to be on a big, nice stage. I mean, our
Yes.
equipment is nice. We've got people that know what they're doing, working it. So it's a
Yes.
great show.
It is, and we have an MC who introduces them. They have a table out in our lobby so they can meet their fans, meet new
Nice.
fans, old fans, and if they have any merch, they can start handing that out. So they have a lot of opportunity when they participate in Battle of the Bands that they would not normally.
So let's talk about 4th of July and the celebration under the stars. This year we had a great guy come in and play. I know y'all do all of that, and it's another big performance, and we didn't have someone who just came out of their garage playing, which is fine too, but he's a well-known person.
He is a great local. He lives in Eagleville. He's been very successful, and he was happy to come and do a local show for his community. And he brought out the fans, and he did not hold back on his performance whatsoever. He was very good.
That's a huge event.
Yes.
And so putting something like that together takes a lot of hands. And something like that brings in a lot of different departments within Parks and Rec. People are setting things up.
Yes.
Y'all are coordinating things. And it's just always a lot. I don't think people understand just how much goes into all of these fun events we have.
Yes, so the police department was very heavily involved in that event, as well as cultural arts. The maintenance department does a lot of work with that. It is full spread across the city to come together to make that event successful.
Speaking of events, I know another big event, just like 4th of July, is Christmas. And now Cultural Arts does the Christmas parade. And I love that y'all do that. And tell me about that. That's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, but it is very rewarding seeing all the community come out for that specific parade throughout the whole streets downtown. It's really a fun event. We have to work, again, with the police department to get our streets cut off. We have to come up with a theme, and people sign up to bring their floats, and we hope that they bring floats that go with the theme.
Yes.
And we also are in charge of Santa's sleigh. His float is one of our special things that we do, and our team creates the float from the ground up. So we try to bring lights and greenery and reindeer and all of the things you would expect to see from a classic Santa float, with a little bit of magic in there. But we have a great team that builds that specific float, and we have a beautiful sleigh that we have access to and we use, and our Santa sits high and can see all of the kids and be close enough also to, wave at them, and they feel very special. So it's a really fun float, and we usually make it snow.
That's awesome. And where did the sleigh come from? Do you borrow it from someone, or is it ours?
It actually was donated by Atmos Energy,
Oh, wow.
Atmos Gas, and they received it from State Farm. It used to sit in front of State Farm on Memorial a long time ago.
Okay.
So it just kind of got passed down, and then we were the last lucky ones to receive it. So we are making repairs to it and just making sure that it is good to go for many, many more years. It is an actual sleigh.
Oh, so you could get in the real snow with it.
You actually can, and it's street ready. So it has
awesome.
It has the electronics to run your lights. It has wheels. It can do several different things, but to keep it as safe and clean as possible, we put it on the float.
We know how sleighs work, Leslie. They run on Christmas spirit.
This is true. This is true.
But sometimes we need a little help with that.
We need a little help with that, absolutely.
Well, I love, because a lot of people in the community, when we took over, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? How many times? Because I host it, so it's 3 times.
Yes.
That we started doing the Christmas parade. And I'm so glad, because the community loves it. I love it. I'm thankful I get to be a part of hosting it. But I bring that up because I look through the book of all the entrants, and there's 200? Is that right? We have a lot of people.
We have a lot of, I believe last year we had over 100. We have school marching bands, which are always exciting.
I love that.
And we have different businesses or different civic groups that come and bring their float and get their kids involved or their members involved. So it's just, it reaches so many different people. And of course, everyone else can come and watch it for free.
Yes.
So they just have to get a good location and hunker down until we make it to where they are, because
Yes.
it is a long parade.
It is long.
So not only does it have a long route, but it also takes a while because we have so many people involved.
Yes, and so I appreciate y'all doing all of the work, because grouping them all together and getting it all, I'm glad that's not my job to do.
It is a fun thing to do.
Yes, I bet it is.
It's
And
a good
I love the
challenge.
parade. I love all parades. Okay, so thank you so much for coming to talk to us today about all things cultural arts. I feel like we just scratched the surface, which is the point of this, again, to let
Absolutely.
people know what all we do. It's not just taking care of the parks and cleaning restrooms. It is, we have so many other things under our parks umbrella. So,
Yes.
and I love cultural arts, and I know a lot of other people do too. Okay, Leslie, to close out the show, we are going to do a segment called Fast Five. All right, question number 1 is, what is your favorite play or musical?
Oh, typically it's the one we're working on. But the one from last season that stood out the most was Lion King Jr., which we did with our homeschool group. And it was a pretty magical show from start to finish.
I wish I had seen that one. That's one I have not seen. I also want to know, what's your favorite one, that not one necessarily that you have done, but just in general? I think I know the answer to this question.
I think you do. It's Wicked.
Wicked. Okay. I
Yes.
thought about that when I was coming up with these questions. I always love to know what people's favorites are. So what has been, well, this might be the same one as Lion King, but what's been one of your favorite shows to produce?
I would have to say our current show, Moana Jr. It is for our homeschool group, and we are bringing in different aspects of the oceanic culture and teaching them from language to what they make with their hands, like baskets, and putting that part of our show. So the things that they make will either be on their costumes, it'll be a prop, or it will be on the set. So everything that they're learning is a part of the show.
That's awesome.
We're really excited about that.
Well, I'm excited to see it. That's a cool thing to bring into the show, learning about different stuff like that.
Different cultures, yes. Last year, Lion King, they learned about the different culture and their language.
Oh, wow.
So their songs, they had to learn how to pronounce those words. And Miss Beal, who is our music director, also made sure that they understood what those words meant, as well as Moana.
That's awesome. That's cool. So, do you have a favorite actor or artist?
I will have to say Jerry Lewis,
Okay.
the comedian, not the musician.
I don't know if I know that comedian. No, the musician.
Comedian.
The comedian. I'm confused. Okay.
There's
Jerry Lewis is pretty cool too, right?
Jerry Lee Lewis, who is the
okay.
musician.
Yes.
And my favorite is Jerry Lewis, who is the comedian, and he was the sidekick to Dean Martin.
Okay.
And he did a lot of slapstick humor, and I just find him hilarious.
Well, I will have to check it out.
The French love him too.
Okay. I learn something new every day, something new I can check out. Who's the most famous person you've ever met?
I met Rascal Flatts at, I believe, at Channel 5 News, one of their daytime shows a long time ago, and that was a fun thing to meet them and to have a brief conversation. They were very kind.
I love them. I love their music. They're
Yes.
great singers.
Yes, they are.
Cool. Thank you for that. I know I'm putting you on the spot, but these are interesting. And the last one, Leslie, is, do you have, or what is a special talent of yours? Is it singing, drawing? Don't say play producing, because we know you do that awesome. And your dad is an artist.
My dad is an artist, yes. I'm good at painting in the lines for him, but my talent is dance.
Okay.
So I owned a dance studio for 13 years before I started with Parks and Rec, and I choreographed and I competed ballroom for a few years before that. So my specialty is dance.
Awesome. I have seen you paint actually here at City Hall, so I have seen your painting talents, but dance, that's amazing. So you can really help out with your producing and things like that with your dance background.
Yes, I can help out with the choreography. That's how I got started, was choreographing a show, and I bring that in as needed.
Leslie, thank you so much for being here and talking to us today all about cultural arts.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and thank you for watching us on City TV, YouTube, and Facebook. And if you're listening to us on one of the numerous podcast apps where we're included, thanks for the download, and check out more great podcasts the city offers. I'm Michael Lynn White, and join us next time as we're talking parks.